What's going on, y'all? My name is Swole, and today I'm finna show y'all how I mix background vocals. Let's get to it. So this is a song called Infidelity by Emmanuel King. You can check out the song in a link below. But right now I'm literally just gonna play the background vocals and we're gonna listen to how, we transform and how we shape things. So we got two sections of background vocals. We got this part right here. Right, and then we got this part.
Task is fucking, I made it. Keep it gangster and I got it raising.
There's this part in the verse too, but they're pretty much similar to how the hook backgrounds are, but I'll just play them for you real quick.
Phone on my contest, baby tell me what's next. Wouldn't let me progress.
Well, they're a little different actually, so we'll go over that. I actually wasn't going to go over that, but we're going to do it now. So let's just start right here. So just general philosophy, how I go about treating background vocals is I separate them based on their notes. In this case, right, we have this low note, this mid note, and this higher one. Right, so I'll put them all in folder tracks. Let's just bring all of these out, right? So it's 4 of each. You can hide that clip gain line. And you can see my leveling that I've done here too. Like I've lowered these 6 dB. Some of these are negative 7.5, some 8.5, some negative 11. So like I'm doing my own balance first with just clip gain and just balancing all of them together to try to get them as cohesive together and make up a sound that sounds like a chord to me. And then I start doing my processing from there. So I'm first balancing and doing everything with clip gain as far as my leveling. And here's my panning. So on the low, everything is pan hard left, hard right, left, right, left, right. And then on this middle one, we got 193, we got 93, 95. Then this one's 10 to the right. And this one, 93, 91, 82, 79. Just kind of whatever feels right. I wanted these to be kind of wide, so that's why all of these are pretty wide. Similar thing here. I might have done some clip gain stuff here, so I'll do this as well. Like if there's certain words that I just want to come out a little bit more in the background part, like I'll turn them up or turn them down or whatever. I'll even go down and sometimes turn down S's and T's manually if they just popping out a little too much and taking too much attention away from the lead, because I kind of want them. Maybe I want them to be in the background, maybe I don't. Depends. But sometimes those S's and T's in your backgrounds can command too much attention and take me away from listening to the lead vocal, and that helps with getting separation. So again, done all my leveling here and separated these notes. And so these are 100 left and right. It's 89, 88, 43 to the left. Just kind of just doing what sounds good to me. That's where I start. That's where I get my balance. And we could look at the verse as well. The verse, we got 92, 93 to the left, 6 to the left right here, and we got 61, 59, 50. So these are a little tighter in the verse. So when it gets to the hook, it gets wider. Maybe I did that on purpose. Maybe I did that subconsciously. I don't know. It's all a feeling. So that's what I start, right? That's what I start doing. So we can close these. Now y'all know that these background vocals are just in these folder tracks, because I don't want to see all of this. I don't want to have to just look at all of these background vocals. Like we can have 50, 100, whatever background vocal parts, and I just want to separate. I just want to get them down to being one note. So like this is the low note, this is the middle note, and this is the high note. Like I don't need to see all these tracks. I can just see that. Same thing with this middle note and this high note and a low note. Oh, all I got on right here is just a doubler, and I pan this a little over to the right. That's all I have on this low note right here. I guess I can let y'all hear that.
Task is fucking, I mean it.
Oh, I didn't even know I did that. This is low. I didn't know I did this right here. That's crazy. Okay, well that's what that is. All right, so let's start at these right here. Right, so let's bypass everything. Let's bypass all of these. Okay, so this is what all of these sound like together. We'll start right here. There's a B. Sounds kind of not bad, right? Because we've got everything leveled. But the first thing I want to do, right, so I got this low note. I want to emphasize the best parts of that low note. So I'm going to bring in this SSL channel. I just like using the channel strip to do this because I can do everything really quickly in one plugin. I used to use the stock Pro Tools channel strip to do this, but this SSL channel strip has just grown onto me, and I've been using this. So I'm just filtering some top end up to 7K, filtering up to 70. And then I'm doing a little bit of compression, and I got the fast attack setting going so I can get this compression acting very quickly to kind of really just quickly clamp down. I don't want too many of those transients coming through. A little bit of shelving down here, taking out a little bit of muddiness around 200, and that's pretty much it. So let's A/B that real quick. Not too much of a crazy difference right there, right? But then we're going to bring this mid one in. So all this is doing really is kind of separating those frequencies. It's like I'm just really letting the low band be the low band, the mid band be the mid band. There's going to be some overlap and some rubbing, and that's nice. But this is really just to let them work better together. That's really all it is. Just a little bit of filtering, just some subtle EQ, nothing too crazy, just so they can work well together. Some compression, gluing all of these notes into one note together so that they can work together. So let's bring both of those together. All right, and then the same thing for the high one. Some more filtering, some more compression. Oh, I did not use fast attack on this one, interestingly enough. Or maybe I did, maybe I messed something up, maybe I hit something, it don't really matter. It'll be okay. And a little bit of just compression, EQ. That's literally it, just shaping the tone so they can blend well together and make one note. So let's A/B that real quick. This is with the SSL channel bypass. Just works well a little bit better to me. That's all. And then the next thing I typically do is I go to my effects. So in this case, I'm trying to bring this. I want this to be more ethereal. I just want more reverb on it. I want it to blossom a little bit. So actually, let me go here first because I would have done this doubler first. And just I used, the volume right here to turn this up. So this doubler, it's the waves doubler. I went a little crazy right here. Probably sounded cool. It was fun to me. Put a little distortion saturation on it, a little adjusting the sample size, just giving it some texture, EQ'd it, limited it, just to make sure it stays where I want it to stay. And then we'll A/B that real quick. So I'll mute it first and we'll listen. That's what it's like with that on there. And then this simple reverb, the Valhalla Supermassive Bright Room preset. I may have probably adjusted some of this stuff. Again, with some lo-fi on there. Just adding some texture, some color, some character to it. A little, I'm not really doing nothing with this. A little bit of a high pass. And then EQing it, a little high pass right here. A little bit EQ, nothing too crazy. I like to EQ my effects to really make them sound how I want them to sound, and we'll A/B that. You can't really hear too much of a difference on there. I think that kind of shines out a little more in these parts.
Phone on my contest, baby, tell me what's next. Wouldn't let me progress. Suffocate.
Yeah, that more is for this area. How that is hitting the reverb is a little louder right there for the verse background vocals. But for these, it's not really hitting it that crazy. So we're not really hearing it as much.
Toxic as fuck and I made it.
But you can hear some on these, on the hook though. But then I basically repeat that same process for the other notes. For the low note for this part right here,
Just as fucking I made it.
repeat the same process, you know what I'm saying? Just EQing it and fitting those notes in together. And same thing here. And then we'll come back to that. Right here, I seem to have done these a little differently, so let's check this out. I don't know what was going on here.
Phone on my contest, baby, tell me what's next.
So I did some compression.
Phone on my contest, baby, tell me what's next. Phone on my contest, baby, tell me what's next.
A little bit of compression.
Phone on my contest, baby, tell me what's next.
A little filtering right here.
Phone on my contest, baby, tell me what's next. Wouldn't let me progress.
It's not much compression for real.
Phone on my contest, baby, tell me what's next. Wouldn't let me progress. Suffer.
Just getting them to work better together. So let's A B that real quick.
Phone on my contest, baby, tell me what's next.
Let's just loop that.
Phone on my contest, baby, tell me what's next. Phone on my contest, baby, tell me what's next. Phone on my contest, baby, tell me what's next. Phone on my contest, baby, tell me what's next.
Just that filtering just helps them play well together a little better. That's literally all I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to do nothing too insane crazy. I don't always do this, but in this case I did do some parallel stuff. So I did a decapitator in parallel, just a little bit more character or something, and then this air ensemble, a little bit of that on 18%. Compressed it some.
Phone on my contest, baby, tell me what's next.
And EQ'd it a little bit. So we'll A-B and that. It's probably not going to be too much of a difference, but I don't know. I was just feeling that for some reason.
Phone on my contest, baby, tell me what's next. Phone on my contest, baby, tell me what's next. Phone on my contest, baby, tell me what's next. Phone on my contest, baby, tell me what's next.
It's kind of subtle, but I'm not mad at that. I like that. It gives it a little forwardness, a little energy, a little fullness, a little low body that I'm not mad at. And so from there, I'm using the lo-fi again. I really just like the sound of lo-fi, and I like it on background vocals. I like using this to adjust, like mess with some, I don't know, it just does something with when you adjust the bits. And I just like it, especially on background vocals or ad-libs or something sometimes, even on lead vocals sometimes, but on a lot of stuff. And 0.1 on the distortion, so we'll A-B that.
Phone on my contest, baby, tell me what's next. Phone on my contest, baby, tell me what's next.
Just makes it backgroundy. I just like it. And then we got the meta flanger here on 1% of the mix, but this I really like because it kind of glues, I don't know, it kind of smears things at the same time, so that kind of makes it so that these vocals are not as upfront and direct, because say you got your lead vocal that's very present, very clear, very not smeared, and this kind of smears things a little bit. Sometimes I'm usually around like 1 to 10 on background vocals, but it depends, you know. In this case, all I needed was just 1, and I like that.
Phone on my contest, baby, tell me what's next. Phone on my contest, baby, tell me what's next. Phone on my contest, baby, tell me what's next. Phone on my contest, baby, tell me what's next.
That's pretty much it. I actually did use the rubber band compressor, the first one, but I don't have it anymore because I got a new computer. So it was really just some regular compression. Like, it wasn't nothing crazy. I've already done compression with my SSL channel, so it was not a lot of compression, just a little bit of compression for all of the vocals to be glued together. I could probably just switch to our compressor or something and do the same thing. But that's what that was. And then I'm using another SSL channel just for some very subtle filtering. That's literally at 23 hertz, and that's 21, which really ain't much on this plugin. So, and then just some overall tone shaping for the overall background vocal sound. Just little stuff. Like, I don't really like, what y'all gonna see with a lot of my videos is I'm not really focusing on the numbers that much. Like, that doesn't really matter. What matters is how I'm trying to, at least for me, is like the philosophy and how I'm trying to fit and shape things into the song. And the sound that I hear, I'm trying to get that sound. I don't really care about the numbers. I just hear things in my brain or my head, my imagination, my creativity for how things should sound to me. And I'm using these tools to get that sound out. That's literally it. So none of these numbers, the amount of gain reduction or whatever, none of that stuff really matters to me. Not that much. Like, it just needs to sound how I need it to sound. That's literally it. But this is something that I use often to do that for background vocals. And then right here, I like to use multiband compression on a lot of background elements, well, especially on background vocals, even ad-libs sometimes. Because when you get your tone, you get your kind of tonal shape of the vocals, sometimes that certain tones can fluctuate and pop out a little bit too much for me, and it doesn't keep it in the background. So I like to use multiband compression more so on background vocals or even ad-libs sometimes, but more so on background vocals to keep those tones from popping out and getting my attention. That's something that's like a common thread for me with background vocals if I want them to be in the background. Sometimes you want them to be up front. You want them to kind of have a lead type of performance or contribution to the song. But in this case, I wanted them to be in the background. So I like using multiband compression just very kind of subtly, not nothing too crazy, not overdoing it really, but just to keep those tones or those ranges relaxed and in the back, you know. Let's A-B first, so.
Phone on my contest, baby, tell me what's next. Phone on my contest, baby, tell me what's next. Phone on my contest, baby, tell me what's next. Phone on my contest, baby, tell me what's next.
So it kind of evens out like that frequency representation, and it kind of keeps it more consistent so I can turn it up and down and kind of really place it where I want to in the song. And then from there, just a little bit of widening with the S1 imager, like you might not even hear a difference when I A-B this, but just in context with the music and trying to place things along the horizontal plane and all that kind of stuff, like this just helped for me.
Phone on my contest, baby, tell me what's next. Phone on my contest, baby, tell me what's next.
That's it. And the same thing that I use the same thing that I use this C4 for, as far as certain frequency ranges popping out, I use the F6 for something similar. Sometimes there's just certain frequencies that are popping out, and it's like, and I don't always use the F6, but sometimes I just hear that and it's like, okay, doing this, like trying to relax a certain frequency or a certain like just smaller frequency range on this multiband may be a little overkill, and it may affect the balance a little bit too much for what I'm trying to do. So let me just use this F6 and let me really just relax that frequency range so that those frequencies don't just pop out and, you know, distract me from listening to the lead and letting these be background. So that's all I'm really using this F6 for. So I'll A-B that as well.
Phone on my contest, baby, tell me what's next. Phone on my contest, baby, tell me what's next. Phone on my contest, baby, tell me what's next. Phone on my contest, baby, tell me what's next.
See, that's all. You see a lot of activity going on up here and some down here. Just relaxing that stuff a little bit. That's literally all. And now let's go back to here. Now that I've got my overall tone and my overall shape, I'm usually coming back and trying to reshape the tone of all of this together, because maybe my overall tone that I kind of like is great, is nice, but these can be shaped just a little bit more, a little bit better. So I like using this vintage EQ from Waves. It's a emulation of a Neve EQ. You can probably guess which one it is, but that don't really matter. I just use this to shape the tone a little bit more just for this part right here. So, and this is all of these together. You see, it actually got a little thinner. And I'm taking 4 dB out of 470, a little shelf down at 100, boosting a little 5.6K, a little 10K. Just shaping that tone a little bit better for this song. Like, none of these numbers, they don't matter that much. It's literally for this song. And I use the same plugin for this part in the hook as well. We'll A-B that.
Maybe you could stop by on the weekend. Maybe you could stop by on the weekend.
That's what that is. A little boost there. Not as much at 470. I'm at 3.9K right there. You know, whatever, right? Just shaping that tone in there a little better. Did I do something like that for... No, these were fine. So the last thing I did is I added this reverb right here because I wanted these to be a little more ethereal, a little just more, you know, I wanted to kind of enhance the sound with some effects a little bit. So that's when I brought in this true verb, you know, 3.8 decay time, large room size, large distance. Just wanted a reverb on it. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to kind of separate these vocals in the hook from these in the verse, just kind of give these that effect. To me, that's just what it was calling for. So it's that true verb. We got a little bit of filtering going on before it, some more filtering with this SSL channel and a little EQ and some compression on it just to kind of keep it down there. And I believe it's up pretty loud, like it's at -1, like it's up. It's pretty much, it's like I want almost like this is embedded into the vocal sound, and now this is the sound with all of this reverb attached to it. So let's hear that before and after real quick. We'll solo both of these so we can hear them both, and we'll just do something like that. Now we'll go all the way through.
Toxic as fuck and I made it. Keep it gangster and I got a reason.
So now that we've got our background vocal sound, let's play this with the lead vocal. So let's play from here.
Baby girl want me to come home. Oh no, no. And she keep on calling my phone. Oh no, no. You think you can say whatever you want. Oh no, no. And everything that I do seems wrong. Back, I'ma go and cheat. Toxic as fuck and I made it. Players pushing P. Keep it gangster and I got a reason. Girl, I'm out your league. Maybe you can stop by on the weekend. Guess I'm for the streets. When I get the green light, I'm a demon.
So let's listen to these parts right here, and let's close all these folder tracks so we're not getting super distracted. Some of these SSL plugins are not going to be closed, but honestly, we could probably just do it from right here, and we could just A/B this. You know, like we could just A/B that and listen to the difference in how they kind of work with the lead vocal. So here we go. Let's A/B that real quick.
Maybe you can stop by on the weekend. Guess I'm for the streets. When I get the green light, I'm a demon. Maybe you can stop by on the weekend. Guess I'm for the streets. When I get the green light, I'm a demon. Maybe you can stop by on the weekend. Guess I'm for the streets. When I get the green light, I'm a demon. Maybe you can stop by on the weekend. Guess I'm for the streets. When I get the green light, I'm a demon.
Like it's just so different. Like it's just so different. Like that's not a bad sound. That might be what somebody is going for. Nothing wrong with that. But I just wanted some more separation, and I kind of wanted to make that whole for the vocal, that lead vocal, and I wanted the rest to kind of, you know what I'm saying, kind of wrap around it a little bit, but there's still space. It's kind of like one of those things is what I was kind of going for this. So we'll A/B that one more time, and that'd be pretty much it. This is before.
Maybe you can stop by on the weekend. Guess I'm for the streets. When I get the green light, I'm a demon. Maybe you can stop by on the weekend. Guess I'm for the streets. When I get the green light, I'm a demon. Maybe you can stop by on the weekend. Guess I'm for the streets. When I get the green light, I'm a demon. Maybe you can stop by on the weekend. Guess I'm for the streets. When I get the green light, I'm a demon. Maybe.
Yeah. So that is literally the idea and the philosophy of how I mix background vocals. If this was helpful, please let me know. If you have any questions about this video or anything else, please let me know in the comments. If you're liking the vibe, like and subscribe. See you in the next video.